Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please welcome to the stage the President of the Delaware State Chamber of Commerce, Mike Quaranta.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm honored to introduce Mark Vergnano. He has 38 years of experience in the chemical industry as well as a strong history of thoughtful and results-driven leadership. And it's a good thing he was so tested and seasoned over all those years, as Mark was given the daunting task of taking on a brand new company in 2015, a company none of us had heard of before, a company named Chemours. Under Mark's leadership, the company navigated financial uncertainties and addressed many challenges associated with building a new company from the old. With this reinvention now considered complete, the CEO is now heading a company poised for future growth. Before Mark takes the stage, let's watch this short clip from Chemours.
The Chemours company is a chemistry company, and we basically make the world cleaner, colorful, and more capable. Our company makes products that go into the electronics industry, the automotive industry. We make cell phones work. We make power happen. We make the color pop in paints. We make the color pop in plastics. We do a lot of things to make products better or actually capable. In chapter 1 of Chemours, which was the last 2.5 years, our employees really dug in to try to transform the company into something different. Now it's about growing this company into the company they want it to be for the future, and a company that our customers are going to be excited about every day.
It's my high honor and privilege to welcome Mark Vergnano.
Well, good evening. And on behalf of the 7,000 employees of Chemours, I just want to thank the Chamber for this opportunity to share my reflections on the company with so many distinguished and influential Delaware leaders. It is indeed an honor and quite humbling as well to be in the midst of so many deeply accomplished people. Many thanks to you, Mike, for your kind words. The short video that Mike just shared with you is a glimpse, just a glimpse of Chemours, and a look at one of my most dorkiest moments, the one right at the top, where I was doing this little spin. I don't really know what possessed me to really do that little twirl thing, but I must have been just really excited to convey my excitement about Chemours and my confidence about the future. So tonight, I'll settle for speaking directly from my head and my heart and just leave the theatrics to others. There's so much more to the Chemours story than can be packed into a 60-second clip, and tonight it's my privilege to share some of that with all of you. I've titled my remarks, "The Top 10 Things You Need to Know About Chemours." Really the essential of Chemours, the big takeaways. Now, throughout my remarks, I'll pause to share a few more videos, all brief, none featuring little twists and spins or goofy smiles. They will, I hope, though, give you a fuller picture of our 200-year-old startup, what we like to think of as a different kind of chemistry company, a new kind of chemistry company, and one that the world is really demanding more from. So let's get started. We'll start with number 10 and work down to number 1, sort of like a David Letterman thing we'll do here. So let's start with number 10, a really, really rough start. Not too long into our life as a publicly traded company, a number of business journalists and financial writers left us for dead. Some proclaimed that we were absolutely set up to fail. Chemours was born in the summer of 2015 a spin-off of DuPont's Performance Chemicals business, as many of you here tonight know. Did we have a tough slog ahead? You bet. Were we set up to fail? No way. But even so, it became very clear within weeks that if we're going to one day thrive, we'd have to bring all of our business acumen, all of our determination and grit to bear on the challenges that lied ahead. On the plus side, we got some proven and highly marketable brands and products, like Teflon and Freon, for example. And we inherited a very strong safety culture. But we were also left with business processes that were just too complicated for a company our size, along with a significant amount of debt and some unsettled litigation, both of which could be financially strapping even under the best of circumstances. We opened at $21 a share on the New York Stock Exchange. Seemed like a fun day. All right. 6 months later, in January of 2016, our stock fell below $4 a share, feeding that set up to fail mentality. One finance story called us the worst stock on Wall Street. Now there's a distinction for you, huh? Which brings us to number 9, fish or cut bait. It was clear that Chemours needed to transform if it was going to fulfill what we believed our promise to be. There was really no time to waste. The pressures and business realities we faced really galvanized us into action. We truly believed that failing was not an option. Why? Because it would be a loss, not just for our employees and our customers and the city that we were calling home, but frankly, in my opinion, for the world. And so we crafted what we ended up being called our 5-point transformation plan. It quickly became our roadmap for running Chemours. For more than 2 years, the transformation plan absolutely served as our true north, our guiding star. It focused in part on initiatives that reduced our costs and optimized our business portfolio. We had to close some plant sites that had been underperforming and losing money for years. And some people lost their jobs, and it hurt a lot. But we were on a mission to take Chemours from good to great, and we were committed to staying on that path. Guided by that transformation plan, our numbers began to improve. And since that time, we've tripled our adjusted earnings. We've taken something that was 8 times levered below 2 times levered from a debt perspective. And we've given our shareholders a return of over 127% in the last fiscal year. And while that turnaround was nothing more or nothing short of remarkable, that wasn't really the exciting part. Our transformation needed to be bigger than the balance sheet. We needed a new way to operate, a new attitude, and a new culture. Our people, by far, are our most valuable assets, and they deserve to have, they really have to have, a company culture that allows them to flourish. More and more, I've come to understand that successful performance and sound strategy are really just byproducts of a healthy organizational culture. It's not the other way around. We set out to create a culture that attracts great talent and delivers for all of our stakeholders. And we based it on our corporate values, which brings me to number 8, the value of values. We at Chemours are driven by our bedrock commitment to our corporate values. In those early days when we were thinking about our values and what they should be, we began with our strengths, safety and a belief in doing the right thing all the time. We shaped those commitments into, first, our 5 corporate values. Safety, obsession, and unshakable integrity started that. Our other values seemed to follow very naturally as we thought about the company we really wanted to be. We are customer-centered. We prize refreshing simplicity. And finally, we foster a culture of collective entrepreneurship. All 5 values are equally important and interdependent, but let me just spend a minute on collective entrepreneurship. At Chemours, we encourage our employees at every level to act like they own the company. It's a very empowering message that led to some of the best ideas, not coming from the executive offices, but coming from the shop floor. Hundreds of our employees have come forward with literally thousands of ideas for saving money, increasing revenue, or just getting to great faster. That ingenuity and that common sense that they bring, our passion for better, and really just takes my breath away when I think about it. At Chemours, our values are not simply words on a website. They are infused in absolutely everything we do. We make clear connection between our values and our business practices, which leads me to number 7, values and business practices as one. We believe that our values are the foundation of our business practices and our success. After Chemours emerged from its 3-year transformation journey, the first order of business was the introduction of our corporate responsibility commitment goals, 10 goals we aspire to reach by 2030. Some have called them bold. We call them a fundamental expression of who we are and how we work. So just check out this brief video. You know, these goals don't live apart from our business strategy. They are very integral to it. Our next phase of life at Chemours is all about responsible growth. And for a values-driven company like us, that path is a natural expression of our DNA. And it's very much how we approach the world around us, which really leads us to number 6, the power of partnerships. Chemours believes in the power of partnerships and collaboration to really accelerate results and find solutions that make the world better, economically and socially, for all of us. I cannot overstate how much our company has grown and will continue to grow as a result of the partnerships we've formed. As part of our quest to bring better, and in many cases more environmentally friendly products to the marketplace, we currently have some 120 active partnerships with customers focused on application development. We've also partnered with academia, including the University of Delaware, where we are investing more than $150 million in our 312,000-foot Chemours Discovery Hub, currently under construction at the university's Star Campus. I'm so excited because later this year, 350 of our research and development scientists will move into that state-of-the-art facility. At the groundbreaking in late 2017, we started working collaboratively with UD professors and students to bring problem-solving chemistry to the world. And I promise you that pace will only continue to pick up once we've really settled into the Discovery Hub. Which really brings us to this expression that I like to say is, we are head over heels in love with Delaware. In 2016, Chemours had to decide on a permanent location for our global headquarters. We followed a very disciplined process. We are engineers, after all. And we considered every promising option. We looked into Maryland and New Jersey and Pennsylvania. We looked as far as Virginia and Florida. And what we found was right here is where our heart was. Our heart really was here in Wilmington. And with strong support from Delaware's elected officials, we eventually made it ultimately an easy call. Most notably, former Governor Jack Markell, Senate President Pro Tem Patricia Blevins, and House Majority Leader Valerie Longhurst. We had solid relationships with then Wilmington Mayor Dennis Williams and now with Mayor Mike Brzezicki, United States Senator Tom Carper, Chris Coons, as well as then Congressman John Carney, who's now our governor, and of course, Congresswoman Rochester Blunt. Maybe you weren't there yet, but I know you were looking for us, right? I want to thank you all for your support and your guidance. In fact, 1 week from tonight, we are going to cut the ribbon on our newly renovated corporate headquarters inside the historic DuPont building. We want to thank Boccini Polling Group for their work to bring our modern world-class headquarters to life, but also for their continued commitment and strong determination to build a vibrant downtown Wilmington for all of us to enjoy. Thank them all. Now, Wilmington is our home, and we treat it like our home. In fact, one of our corporate responsibility commitment goals calls for investing $50 million in our communities to increase access to STEM education. And we started that work right here in Wilmington. Last summer, we launched our Future of Chemistry Scholarship program through partnership with the Wilmington Mayor's Office. The program will provide a total of $400,000 in scholarship support to Wilmington area youth pursuing STEM fields of study at historically black colleges and universities. And tonight, I'd like you to meet our first deserving recipient of that award, Iana Kane.
Dear Ayanna, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and our President, Dr. Harry L. Williams, it is a pleasure of the Office of Admissions to Delaware State University to extend an offer of admissions to you for the fall of 2018 semester. I'm really about to go to college soon. Like, this is reality. This is real life.
Two of my staffers brought this idea to me about creating a big event for students from around this area to come to an event where they're going to learn everything they can about HBCUs.
HBCUs graduate some of the best and the brightest, and we need to make sure that we expose our high school population to higher education opportunities such as HBCUs.
Members of our team talked to Chemours, and they were drawn immediately to this whole idea of supporting our kids going to HBCUs.
By investing in students through the Future of Chemistry Scholarship, we committed to 3 years, $400,000 to set up scholarships for students who have an interest in STEM education. We have that opportunity to impact not only the lives of the students who receive the scholarship, but students throughout the community who aspire because of that.
We're really proud of Chemours for setting an example to all of our other corporate citizens to try to match this kind of support.
Out of 700 kids that went to the HBCU fair, I was the only one to be offered this scholarship from Chemours. I'm just grateful that this scholarship is going to take a burden off my mother because she don't have all the money in the world to send me off to college. She didn't get the chance to go to college because she ended up having me at an early age. So I'm like, okay, this is my time to make my mom proud.
In some of our neighborhoods, there's a sense of isolation from the community at large. People see buildings going up and they see people going to really great restaurants and they see all this economic activity and they don't feel a part of it. When we get people like our folks from Chemours to come up and help us, everybody feels like we're not in this alone.
Wilmington is Chemours' hometown. We made a commitment to this city when we chose to stay here 3 years ago, and we look forward to the opportunity to grow and develop with the city.
We believe that science is for everyone, and we believe in STEM for all. Students like Ayana really represent the potential for discovery and the potential to unlock the next innovation that really changes the world that we live in. And when you think about it, these students are really what the future of chemistry is all about.
The day we gave Ayana that scholarship was a special day. Tony, I know, is here, and he was with us, and thank you to Delaware State for your support in that as well, Tony. Our commitment to STEM is closely aligned to number 4, strength and diversity. Another of our corporate responsibility commitment goals is to build a global workforce in which 50% of our employees will be women. Thank you, Valerie. That is an ambitious goal considering today the percentage of women globally within our company is about 23%. So there's obviously room for improvement, and I promise you improve we will. A diverse workforce who see the world through the prism of their unique backgrounds and life experiences will just help us achieve our bold goals and ambitions, including number 3, responsible chemistry. We are about making chemistry as responsible to the world as it is essential, and small steps will not get us there. We must take major leaps forward in our efforts to safeguard our shared planet. Our 2030 goals are an expression of that. They include reducing greenhouse gas emission intensity by 60%, reducing landfill volume intensity by 70%, and reducing air and water process emissions of fluorinated organic chemicals by at least 99%. In some cases, we know exactly how to get there. In others right now, we don't. But that's okay. We have wonderfully talented and devoted scientists who I know will figure it out. Challenges do not intimidate them. They motivate them. And for that boldness and confidence to flourish, we have to be, number 2, a great place to work. I believe in my heart of hearts that Chemours is a great place to work, and I have data to back that up. I'm an engineer, I'm a nerd. Each year at Chemours, we find and field an anonymous organizational health survey asking every employee to rate the company in a number of areas. We share the results globally and use it to develop plans to improve where we're lagging. Our employees are clearly telling us that we're on the right track and moving from good to great. And this year, Chemours was certified as a great place to work by Fortune magazine. We also made it to the top workplace in Delaware list for the 2nd consecutive year. So surveys and recognition aside, I personally see it in the faces of our Chemours employees every day. They exude pride, they exude confidence, and they exude excitement. So with that, channeling my best David Letterman, this brings us to the number one thing you need to know about Chemours. Our chemistry makes life better. At Chemours, we believe in our ability to unlock the power of chemistry, to make a real economic, social, and environmental difference in the people all around the world. I hope you could see that in everything that we do. We strive to send the message that as a new kind of chemistry company, we're all in on the challenges ahead. Because we believe in ourselves and we believe in our science. We demonstrate chemistry's problem-solving potential every day through our portfolio of remarkable innovations, through the remarkable people who work at this company, many of whom are sitting at tables right around here. Through our partnerships with other like-minded enterprises that make an impact on communities around the globe, and through our unshakable commitment to holding ourselves to the highest standard of performance and the highest standard of delivery. I know that last part sounded like a bunch of corporate speak, so let me put it a simpler way. We've done pretty good, but I promise you we will do better, and this is just the beginning. This state and this community are integral to our continued success. We are a part of all of you, and you are all a part of us. I thank you for that. I thank you for your attention tonight and for the opportunity to work with each of you to enrich and enliven this great state that we have all been able to live in. So thank you again and enjoy the rest of your evening.